Welcome to my channel. I'm Rin, and this is a channel about cross stitch, primarily. Sometimes I talk about some other stuff. Okay, so biggest announcement for this Flosstube is the first part of my Kingdom Hearts SAL is out. It is out there in the wild. People are stitching it. It's really exciting. Yay for everybody tagging me on Instagram so I can see how your progress is going on it. And I'm just really excited that so many people have downloaded it, and some people have paid me some money, which is really wow, thanks. I don't know, I wasn't sure what to expect as far as people wanting to stitch it, people being excited about it, and it's just been a really good response, even more than I hoped for, so yay. Oh yes, I will put a picture up here of my test stitch that I did of the first part. I can't pull out and show you the full thing because you would see other parts, and I'm trying really hard to keep it mysterious and secret. But yay. So part 1 is out. Part 2 will come out actually probably a little earlier this month because I won't be able to put it on the 28th, so I'll probably put it out the day before so you get it a little earlier. But that's going to be the normal date that they will come out, unless there's some reason that I can't put it out on the 28th of the month. I'll probably put it out earlier. So yeah. Other patterns that came out this month. Of course, I have my usual slate of Chrono Cross patterns that came out. We have the portraits, and I'll put up the mock-ups and you'll see the one that I actually stitched. And then we have the menu art, which are much bigger ones, and I'm going to be working on at some point, but I haven't stitched any of those yet. Which I'm excited that some people have been downloading the Chrono Cross patterns, because I was mostly kind of doing the patterns to stitch myself, and I figured I would put them out if people wanted to, and there have been a few people, so yay. Also, the other pattern that I put out this month is Secret of Mana, woo, which I actually had a test stitcher other than my boyfriend to do it. So I'm gonna put a picture up here, and that's Ducky Dame, Steph. She's on here on YouTube, and she's on Instagram, so you should check out her stuff. She does a lot of really big, cool, full coverage pieces, video game related, and I love her intro and stuff for her channel, so I'll put a link down there. So those are my big announcements. I'm really excited about that stuff. It's very exciting. Before we get into the stitching, pop culture highlight for the month. And first of all, I want to say that I am putting my video out a little late this month. I was going to do it over the weekend, closer to the 1st, but then it was gloomy, and we did yard work, and I didn't want to. And then I was getting a haircut on Wednesday, and so I was wanting to look nice. And then yesterday, I was kind of lazy. I'll admit, I just didn't want to. But today I was like, I gotta do it because we're gonna be doing yard stuff again this weekend, and then I'm not gonna have time, and then it's gonna get ridiculous. It's already the 8th of April, jeez. And this is my 6th Flosstube, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to keep track of things, I'm trying. So, anyway, after all my excuses, let's get back. So my pop culture highlight for the month was I got to watch the new Scream movie, because that came out on Paramount Plus. I just got the Blu-ray in too, but we were able to watch it earlier because of that. I enjoyed it. I really love the Scream movies. They started coming out when I was in high school. They were just some of my favorite ones, and I enjoyed all of them. And some people, I don't like this one. There's issues with some of them, but I just sort of enjoyed it as a whole, and I really like the characters. So if you can watch it, I thought it was pretty fun. If you didn't like it, well, oh well. All right. I think it's time to get to the stitching, isn't it? Yes. Let's see. Oh, and I have some stitchy kindness, but I'm going to get to that in a minute because it's one of my whips. So, let's see what I've been working on. I've got to grab the right one in here. Okay, so, Many of the Possibilities, Evolution, Rainbow, Max Color, And this is a pattern by Heaven and Earth Designs based on art by Walking Melons and stitched on 18 count easy count Ada. I didn't do nearly as many stitches as I did last month. I did 1,329. I think I did over 3,000 last month. So I've been distracted with some other projects. But so I have a page finish, but I didn't get it finished in March. I actually finished it up a few days into April, but that was kind of another reason why I delayed my video a little bit, because I thought it'd be a lot of fun to be able to show you my page finish. Page 1 is done. Look at that. So we've got Leafy on here and part, like a good chunk of Glaceon, and I just love it. I'm really happy to have the first page finished because I wasn't sure. I've seen a lot of people doing the supersized version of this, which looks amazing, but it's huge. it's too big for me. I'm like, there's no way I'd ever finish that in my life. So I got the mini. I got the max color because I was hoping that would add to the detail of it. And so far, I mean, sometimes it's annoying. You do like one stitch of one color in the whole. But anyway. But I really like how this is turning out. The colors, the detail. Especially if you look at it from like a little ways back, I think it looks really good, and it makes me feel better having this first page finished and seeing how it looks, because I haven't really seen anyone else stitching the mini version. So if you find the regular size or the super size to be a little bit large, I think the mini looks quite good, and it's only 12 pages, which is quite reasonable for a Haid. So yes, page finish. I didn't finish in March, I'll admit, but you know, I'm gonna try to start on page 2 this month. I'm not sure how much I'll get done. I've got it's always so many things I got going on, it seems. I started a new diamond painting, and it's a big one. Yeah, I've done smaller ones up to this point, but this one is much bigger. So yeah. All right, next one I'm working on. I said in my last video I was going to start this one. So this is Sunflowers for Ukraine. It's a pattern by Witch's Garden Crafts, and I'm stitching it on a 28 count Lugana, and the color is Sage. And I hopefully will have done that for the EV too, but put up a picture of what it's supposed to look like when it's done. And I am about halfway. Halfway is like right here. I've got a little back stitching to do on this lettering, but this part is just about done, and then I've got to do the rest of it. So it's going to say, put the sunflower seeds in your pocket so they grow when you die. I very much like the subversive nature of it, because it looks, oh, it's so cute with flowers, talks about seeds, and then there's like little skulls at the bottom. So this was, of course, a charity pattern. They're raising money for, I think, the UN Refugee Fund, and the last time I saw it, they raised about $11,000. So that's good. That's very good. And I'm glad to be able to contribute to something that could help people. Because let's face it, there's a lot going on right now. A lot of bad stuff. Just all over the place. and it gets overwhelming. It does. I watch the news and I get mad and depressed and mad again. Like I said in my last video, just try to find some, even if it's a small thing that you can do, it makes a difference. It does. Just don't overwhelm yourself thinking, well, I can't fix everything. Well, nobody can fix everything. I don't care who you are. You just do what you can do. So little things, little seeds, right? Just plant your seeds and see what grows. Oh, and so I've done 1,542. Well, I did 1,542 stitches in March. I will say that's on both of those. Those were my March totals. I've done more on that in this month, but it's cute, and I think I should be able to finish it soon. But we'll get to that in plans. Okay, so yes, I have lots of new starts, or a couple. Well, no, I've got a couple new starts and some starts I finished. So this is my Stitchy Kindness. Not the bag, but it is cute. And look at those little cat lobes. Like, oh my god. I love it. It's supposed to be a toiletry bag, but I was like, I can put small projects in it. Okay, so this Rogue Mama Stitcher, who's on here on YouTube and on Instagram. You probably, if you're watching my channel, I'm sure you've seen her channel. She was very nice and sent a number of us in the coven these Mill Hill Santas, which are really cute, for Stitchy Santa Sundays, which I haven't actually worked on a Sunday, but I have done the Mill Hill Mondays. So this one is the line of Antarctic Santas. This is the Leopard Seal Santa. So that's what it's going to look like when it's done. Lots of beads, a cute little beard made with floss. It's so cute. And this is what I've gotten done so far. So my stitches in March were 558. I think I've done more because I did some on this past Monday, but it's starting to look like a person. Yeah, it's coming along. I'm just gonna keep kind of pulling that out every Monday and working on it. So hopefully finish that soon. I think it'll make a really cute ornament for my tree. And there's some really nice Stitchy Kindness from Amber. So I always love getting mail, even if it's just like not much of it, just a card, letter. It's fun because I don't get it very much. Okay, so those are all my whips. Works in progress. So I had two that you didn't see last time, so I didn't really work on them. Although I might have shown. I think I showed one, the Pixel Prime. I've decided to start those over, the Pixel Prime and the Chrono Cross menu art, because I don't like 25 count. I know some people can do these small counts and it's fine, but like I stitch because I enjoy it and because I have fun with it. And if it starts to feel like a chore, I realized after not working on them for all of March, and I didn't even work on the other one, I think in February, that I'm avoiding them because I really don't like stitching them. And it's better for me, I think, at this point to restart than to do even more and just hate it because they're not small. Especially the Chrono Cross one when I'm going to, and that was, I think, really the one because it's like, oh my god, I've got so many of these to do. And if I really just hate stitching on this count fabric, I'm going to hate this project and it's never going to get done. So I'm going to order some 18 count easy grid fabric, probably for both of those, because the other one is kind of complicated. The one from last year was easier with the blocks and stuff, but the background, the frame is more complicated this year. So yeah, hopefully you'll see those again soon once I restart them, because it just, yeah, I tried. It just isn't my thing. I think 18 count is going to be about as small as I get. I could see doing like small things on a small count, just like, but projects that big, it's not me. I can't do it. I just can't. And some people say, well, use a magnifier. If I have to start whipping out a magnifier and all this stuff, like I'm not doing that. No, thank you. So let's get into my finishes, which were all like starts and finishes. So of course we've got my Chrono Cross portrait for this month, which was Karsh, and that was one of my ones that came out at the beginning of the month. And of course the pattern's by me. It's on a 16 count natural Aida, and it was 3,630 stitches, so it's a pretty big one this month. You can see it takes up basically the whole square that they're in. But yes, this is Karsh, who's one of the bad guys in the game, who eventually joins you, like most of the bad guys in the game. Most of the people you meet in that game, they're going to join your party at some point. Which I'm very excited that the download for that came out. And I played a little bit of it, but I've been trying to not get too caught up in it because I've got a lot of stitching to do. So I think it turned out pretty good. It's got some nice purple hair, good shading. It's another one. I was excited. Yeah, so there's a lot of stitches on that one. Okay, I did another Bulbasaur. So just like last time, this is So Nerdy by Bree. I think that I'm pronouncing it right this time. I had a little email conversation with her and we get to talking about that stuff. And I was like, oh no, I pronounced it wrong. She's like, oh, everybody does. And I was like, no, I'm going to get it right. So this is on a 14 count. I think it's just like it's a pale green Ada I got at Joann's or something. And so this is the Lucky Me Bulbasaur. So it's a little St. Patty's Day themed Bulbasaur with his little hat and his pot of gold and a rainbow and a little tiny clover down here. I just love stitching these because they're so cute and they work up really quick. And eventually I'm going to make them into little decorative pillows one of these days. Let's see, did I say it was 1,236 stitches? So yeah, not huge. Okay, the other thing I worked on, so a lot of people have been trying to buy patterns from Ukrainian cross-stitch designers, and I got some patterns from Stitchy Princess. So it's the one I worked on. This is her Miss Rabbit pattern. This is on a 16 count Ada. I can't remember what the color is, but it's just like a nice tan. And this was 2,313 stitches, and it's just so stinking cute. This bunny, her little pink dress, and the other little bunny, and the moon, and the border and everything. It's just like really cute. I need to do these on some darker fabric at some point because it's a lot of very pale colors and it can get a little lost on these lighter fabrics, but I think it turned out pretty well. Her style is very kind of traditional folksy, but which is usually not my thing, but I like a lot of little animals and stuff that she has done. Like I have another one that I stitched with a fox and little foxes. Okay, so that was my stitching this month, other than doing, of course, working on the Kingdom Hearts, which I can't show you that yet. We will get there, you know, eventually. Once the SAL's over, I'm going to be really excited to be able to show off that whole thing. It's huge. That's what I get for stitching on 16 count fabric like a crazy person. Whatever. It's going to be a tapestry for my wall. Okay, so my plans I had for last month was to start the Sunflowers for Ukraine, which you saw I did. Finish part 4 of the Keyblades to the Kingdom. Finish that. Design another video game pattern. I did, and that was the last one for my series of, not the Chrono Cross ones, but the other video game ones I'm putting out each month. So all of those are now designed. And still, if anybody wants to test stitch something, let me know. I have designs. I have lots of them. And I wanted to test stitch the Karsh portrait, which you saw earlier. So, yay for setting realistic goals instead of being a crazy person. I get overboard. I get overzealous, and I'm just like, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. And I can't do that. I cannot. I absolutely cannot. Okay, so plans for April. Finish the sunflowers. I'm pretty sure I can do that. It goes really quickly, and I don't think it'll be a problem to finish that up. I want to finish parts 5 and 6 of Keyblades, which I actually have already finished the 5th part, because the 5th and 6th parts of the Keyblades are a much smaller stitch area. So I finished the 5th one. I should be able to finish the 6th one because I kind of want to be able to take a break in May. I've got some other plans, which I'll talk about when I get to the end of this. I want to start working on designing my patterns for next year because I'm trying to get ahead so that maybe I can get some people to stitch some things. But once I get a few of those designed, probably maybe in July or August, we'll talk about what kind of patterns I'm going to be putting out next year and see if anybody's interested in those. And Test Stitch Irena's. She is basically the mermaid in Chrono Cross. So I figured putting her out in May makes sense. Mermaid. you know, mermaid. So yeah, she will be coming out along, of course, with 4 other characters. But I had to stitch the mermaid. Oh, excuse me, for May. Oh, so other bigger plans, not for April, but in May, I want to do like a lot of people do, like Mayhem or Mania, and yeah, the Mania thing is kind of weird because that's like an actual medical condition. So but to me, Mayhem, well, that's just, fun and it's already in there. But what I was thinking about doing is doing Spooky Mayhem. So, you know how people do Christmas in July and all that? And I was like, well, if you can have Christmas in July, why can't you have Halloween in May? I mean, sure, why not? So my plans are to start or work on ones that on whips that are all either Halloween, spooky themed, or fall themed. So I'm gonna pick out 13 projects and work on those probably like the first 13 days of May, maybe depending on if I'm able to, but 13 days out of the month, I'm gonna work on one spooky or fall themed project every day with the hashtag Spooky Mayhem Stitching. Sure, we'll go with that. So if you want to see what I'm working on next month, if you want to participate and get some projects together, you don't necessarily have to be as crazy as me and do 13. But I like things that sort of, it's like, oh, 13, because it's like the spooky number, so I'll do that. And I'm also got some plans to do sort of themes for June and for July. So I've been figuring out amounts of projects I want to do in those months as well, and I'll talk about those when I get a little closer. But yes, if you want to do Spooky Mayhem stitching with me in May, then this gives you a little bit of a heads up to get some projects together, and I would really love it if anybody wanted to do that with me and use the hashtag. And so it's sort of still participating in the usual like crazy or the wild May stuff, mayhem and all that, which a lot of people are doing those sort of things. But I have a lot of like spooky Halloween type projects that I want to work on, and this sort of like makes me at least get started on them, because I actually have like full kits for a lot of these. And so I was like, okay, I'll get the 13 of them together and work on one every day. And then I'm planning on basically doing 13 days again in October, so that'll give me a second chance to work on them. So yay. So if you want to do that, that would be awesome. I think that's about it for me this month. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I probably did a really long video, and it's probably like 32 minutes. I just don't make long videos. I hope that's okay. I don't know. I would feel weird going on. I start to babble and ramble, and yeah, no, nobody wants that. But I'm happy to see everybody here again, or if you're new here, welcome. And I think that is it for my April update, and I hope I will see you again next month, or see you on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or wherever else that I see you. Have a great day. Bye.